Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the remote view. And here with me, I have Dr. Whimsy. Doesn't she look beautiful? Look at her.
Hi.
You've done something. I can't put my finger on it just so, but you look gorgeous. I think
I retired my glasses. They have invented contact lenses that correct stigmatisms. I used to wear contact lenses and just accept the fact that I couldn't read when I wore them. But now it's amazing,
I
it's,
didn't know that. That's the reason why I only wear one. Is because so I can read and see far.
yeah, now they fixed it. So yeah, I can read, you can see me. I'll be able to read all the Blitz questions today.
Oh,
It's wonderful. It's
fantastic.
freedom. It's freedom.
Yes, yes. All right. So Whimsy, go ahead, and if you want to do all the hellos and the welcomes, that would be
To.
awesome.
I would love to give gratitude to everybody that was kind enough to join us today on the remote view, starting with Pammy Hansen. Hello and welcome. Lynn Raymond is in the house. Hello. Twig Brother, good to see you here. Vicky's in the house. Sharon Sipe, hello. Robin Arvin. Donna L. Young, hello. Ani Scree Krisenji. Did I do that right? Welcome, welcome. Linda Bishop is here. And Tina Perucci. Hello, hello. I think we'll keep saying hi to everybody as we go along, but I just want to shout out to the first people who made it here. And back to you, Sheila. How you been? How's your week been?
You know, I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus. I did one of my spiritual conversation videos, and I posted that on my members channel, and I've been kind of, I did that video yesterday with Twig Brother, which went well. It was totally different. We didn't throw one tarot card. We really just, what we did was like he had questions for me and I had questions for him. And it was just turned out to be beautiful. And if anybody in the chat doesn't go and subscribe to Twig Brother, you got to do this. This is a remarkable man. If you go watch it, it was really good. And a lot of people enjoyed that. It was like a refreshing difference. I don't know how long, if I'm going to do that again with a whole bunch of other readers, but it really worked out with him. And let's see what else. It's the energy. Oh my gosh.
I wanted to talk to you about, I think it was a couple weeks ago, we were talking about how you really felt the engines. It was like a stampede of horses. You could feel them like building up the last week of April.
Yes.
2 weeks ago. And I was just like, wow, I don't like this at all. And you had talked about the pink moon.
Yes.
Traditionally, you had the harvest moons, the big moons. People would go out, the workers, and they would even light candles and work in the field to make sure the work got done. So it is a time of work, but man, I felt it this time more than
it was like everybody, okay, start your engines, like we're at a race, and you can feel that energy where they all, and you can feel that energy of the start your engines.
I think I'm okay now, though. I feel like, the first couple weeks, I don't know if anybody here watching the show went through that as well. Did everybody go through the kind of struggle as we entered into that pink moon energy that everybody was talking about, where we didn't want to wake up? It's kind of like shaking the small child. But now we're awake, and I feel like it's going to be okay. And I'm excited about the rest of the year. I'm excited. I don't know if you got a chance to see Biden's first 100 days.
Oh, I did. I watched it.
Okay, yeah. What do you think? How do you think he did?
I think he did fantastic. He gave us a lot of hope. He talked about the jobs, the process of how we're going to do the jobs. I mean, of course, we always have those people. I watched the reactions of the Republicans, and I have to do. And the one thing I kept on saying as I'm watching this: do not take their bait. Do not take their bait, because that's all they were doing was baiting anybody and everybody to watch their reaction to, so I was like, okay, don't take their bait. And I just focused on what was at hand. 2 women sitting behind him. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
right?
That was big. Never happened before.
Never. And so that was fantastic. And I think he did an excellent job. I really did. I think he's leading us in the right direction, and it felt good. You see, if that's the thing is anybody that's watching it, they can't deny that they feel great when they're listening to him. That's my idea, because I felt horrible listening to the other one, right? Just, but that was really great. So, what did you think?
I think that he hit the ground running, both he and the vice president. I think that they're quite a force to be reckoned with. You know, Pelosi, Harris, Biden. I mean, talk about the three musketeers. These folks are unstoppable. I really felt that. And I really felt that they were all on the same page. And I felt like they were communicating well together and working well together, and that everybody was very clear about the direction the country needed to go in. I wanted on that note, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because I know this is the time when you and I chat, we say hi to the audience, and we're both professional remote viewers now, and I know that you also use HCRV. I've been getting some wild remote viewings, and I was just wondering if you could talk with me a little bit about some of your remote viewings, particularly on Giuliani.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that, because there's some crazy stuff going on right now. Have you done a remote view on Giuliani since the time?
I did. The moment that I heard that they went in with a search warrant, and I went in to see what they were finding. And of course, all the stuff that's on his computers and all of the people who are connected. Now they're going to get all of that, and then they'll have a whole bunch of more information to go after other people. However, I cannot get Giuliani into handcuffs, and I don't know why that is, because they find it, they see it, but I also see the weasel sit back and go, whatever you want, just don't put me, I'm not going to jail for nobody, what do you want? It's almost like he becomes that little rat in the box, and he gets away with it because that's what he does. But I don't know if the energy is not there yet or whatever. What do you get?
Well, I think what you're saying is really, really interesting, because I think that is really this. If you look at just the history of, for example, Roger Stone, his career has been about helping powerful men become even more powerful and protecting them. You know, he's been the great protector. He's run a lot of dirty trickster campaigns, and he's done a lot of horrible people a lot of favors. And a lot of those horrible people are now in positions of power to do something precisely because Roger Stone helped put them there. So when you have that kind of protection, it's really hard for anybody to come after you. And so I think that that's the frustration for people when you're looking at someone like Roger Stone. With Giuliani, I think that he's been an informant for a very, very long time. He's that sleazy, oily, greasy informant, you know, like he talks about the fact that he has an insurance policy. And I think that that's his insurance policy. He gives a little something in order to stay out of jail. And maybe that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
How bad does it have to get? How much information? The fact that he was raided, though, that does not bode well for him, because
No.
if you were in good standing as an informant for the FBI, they wouldn't be raiding you. So things have changed.
They will. And underneath this new regime, they're not going to mess up anything. They know that the stakes are at hand. So that warrant is as clean as it can get. I'm sure of it. And they have to have some sort of spot on evidence that they're going to go in and get, in order to get a warrant of that nature. And there was another lady or something like that also was, they went into, does anybody know about that? I know Lori from Way of Positive Change was talking about that, and I didn't hear that there was somebody else also involved in that.
I went into a remote view on I went into a remote view on Trump and the Justice Department. Today is a really busy day in terms of witnesses. And what I got with the Justice Department was that there were whistleblowers inside the Justice Department, the State Department, and but specifically the Justice Department, that people had witnessed closed door meetings that involved people that were part of Trump's
Okay, so it was that one.
So then Giuliani got raided. So it appears that something went down in the Justice Department based on what we can piece together with the remote viewers. Something appears to have gone down in the Justice Department. There was a whistleblower there. It appears it's a woman. And these closed door meetings seem to have, and the work with Giuliani seems to have resulted in Giuliani getting raided.
Okay.
So, and then there's the whole Lev Parnas.
Yes.
I think Michael Cohen also threw him under the bus. When they raided Cohen, Cohen cooperated with everybody. He was very open with us. He was easy to remote view. He was talking about this person will be deposed, this person will be deposed, and these are where you will find the signatures. He was very transparent. So this almost feels like a repeat of what happened to Cohen. And I feel Michael Cohen's signature on this, that he somehow was involved in this, whether it was giving additional information to the feds. I had a remote view on Michael Cohen where he would be in the jail. He would be in the prison, excuse me. And then he would be put into a van and taken to be interviewed by the State Department as an informant. I know that went down while he was in prison because we were getting the remote views about it. Right. And according to Michael Cohen, he was a witness testifying to other crimes. So I think Giuliani may have been a part of that as well. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Hi, Jackie. Jackie's here with us, and she literally just said that right before you said that. She was texting me.
Yeah, because what he had said when he spoke in front of the Senate and also Congress was that he had been testifying as part of a series of ongoing criminal investigations. We know when we did remote views about the little Putin Island in New York, that was from 2-3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago when it was part of the private chat. And that had to do with the fact that the Russian mafia was buying up part of the financial sector in New York. So yeah, it's a big, horrible mess.
But I also see this too. I also see the anxiety, and this is one of the remotes that was at the end of the whole remote thing. Is I hear feedback again. I see lots of people jumping on I'll tell you what this is. I'll tell you. Everybody is starting to talk. Nobody's afraid anymore. So,
wow.
Do you hear the feedback?
No, I'm okay. I think it might be just you. But okay. Listen, I'm curious. You were gonna. We have a new guest, and you want to tell us a little bit about the new guest now that we've done the remote views? I'm kind of curious.
Yes, we have a new guest. She does things a little different as well. So this was fabulous to find her. She's a gem. Her name is Theosophia Rising is her channel, and her name is Cynthia, and I'm going to bring her on, and we get a special treat because she really wants to give us like a little bit of a reading to showcase what she does. I know we definitely get lots of gifts. So
people are sorry to interrupt. People are saying that they can hear feedback on your end, Sheila. So you're echoing. So it could be in your settings for your computer that it's you're looping yourself. You might have to
hang on. Let me
fix your settings or something. I don't know.
Let me see what I'm doing.
She'll take off, and then the rest of us will hang out, and we can talk
Is that
about
better?
all the stuff that she doesn't let us talk about because it's on her channel. Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm just kidding.
I hope it gets better. I have had the worst audio trying to get everything done. Finally, I got a gaming one. So I was hoping that would be like set it straight, but all right, here we go. Here is a Theosophia, and
all right. Hi.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
good to have you here.
Quite welcome. So with that, with no further ado, I would like to hand it over to you so that you can tell the audience what you do on your channel and how to get a hold of you. Do you do readings, all that good stuff? So go for it.
Okay. I'm Theosophia. I do a lot of things. I've been studying for 30 years. I am a spiritual mentor. I mentor people all around the country and the world. I also do sound healing, and I have my own modalities that I've developed with Master DK, going through the swirl of the DNA and releasing patterns.
What is the master? What is DK?
Master DK, the Tibetan, all the Alice Bailey books.
Okay.
Okay, do you know who that is?
No, but I will.
Okay. Very profound in his depth of healing in the heart, the mind, and through your hands in the light. And so I have had a healing school since 1995 with him. I have 2 levels of it existent right now. I've done light language for 20 years, which is part of what I'll give you today as gift. Mary Magdalene brought it to me and showed me how back then they sang as they healed and used their hands. So it's pretty profound.
I'm very excited.
I play the crystal bowls, and I have angels of each bowl has an angel, and they speak and work through me. And I have some of those that are on my channel. Just a lot of various things.
Fantastic. So I love your background. I've
Thank you.
always loved your background and how you present everything. I'm pretty sure that everything is strategically placed, isn't
Well,
it?
they speak. This is my healing room, actually. And I've had it for years. But we spent a long time in Thailand meditating with the monks. And so there we got a lot of the artifacts you see. But everywhere we used to travel around the country to teach meditation and healing school, and we would gather things as we went. I have a whole living room full of the same things sitting there.
Oh, fantastic. So do you do personal readings?
I do personal readings. I do healings. I can spend time just singing. I would say sound is going to become the next thing, because when I do sound, it just destroys what a pattern's holding for someone. First, we'll talk about it, and then it'll release it. So I'm excited. My voice, I never used to have a voice to sing. And as I've worked all these years, it's become a beautiful voice. So it's God's voice that sings.
Oh, I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Whimsy, do you have any questions for her?
Well, I just thought that was so interesting what you said about sound and music, because my understanding is that certain tones open certain chakras.
That's right.
This is something that artists have talked about, like the bass tends to be the first chakra.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you'll hear it a lot at, parties and nightclubs. They'll be playing a lot of bass because it has a sexual and primal, like the first and second chakras.
And 528's the heart tone. I sing through heart tones. There's also chakra tones. So it's becoming, so the frequencies are so understood that it's become, there's many different tones you can use for what you're doing. Mine is attuned now to heart tones. So usually it's a heart experience, whatever I work with people. And it just, I see like a swirl, golden mean, and I travel that to release the pattern.
Wow. Incredible.
It's almost like remote viewing. She goes into the base. She does what we do. She goes down. We just go in and we spy, because we're like yentas. We're Jewish. You know what a yenta is? It's a noisy Jewish mother.
And I go in and correct it.
Right. So I have the spirituality of a yenta. I'm not healing anything like you. I'm just going in and gossiping.
Yeah.
Right. I go in and I'm like, what is that? What are you doing? I'm asking questions. How do you get there?
Yeah.
When you think about it,
every day,
easy.
Every day's different. Even with mentoring people, they've all taken the path a different route. And whatever it is that they need, it comes.
Oh, thank you, Nasty Woman. She just Nasty Woman Tarot. Sorry, got to make sure I complete that sentence. But she's Nasty Woman Tarot. who also has a YouTube channel. Go check her out. Just posted your YouTube channel for everybody to go check you out.
Thank you. Yes, subscribe.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you and do your thing. I'm going to put my mic on so I won't disturb it. So go for it.
Who do you want to go first?
Oh, you pick.
Okay. I'll go to Dr. Whimsy first. So I'm sitting in meditation and I'm getting the chills. A monk that I know, his name is Ben, and he works in the heart, creating the garden and helping to pull weeds. And he insisted that I need to let you know he is with you since ancient times in the beginning. It's you and he that unraveled many of the understandings of the herbs. And yet what is a possibility is there's so many places yet to take it. So do you feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's my life. It's my whole life.
But he's saying, go further. Take it further. There's something more that herbs can do that you haven't yet remembered. And it's not that you don't know. You do know. It's about remembering and allowing it to come and to be. It is your gift. It's what you're here for. And he will help you if you call on Ben. He's a monk dressed in brown. I don't know if you can see him, but I love Ben. You'll always see like one tree above him, and he's always down working in the garden. And he helps everybody or anybody what they need. Wow. And he helps them grow love or helps them pull the weeds of judgment, however it is. But for you, it's different. It's like there was a beginning somewhere, and he was there with you. And his compassion is so deep for you. So if you ask for more, he will help you find it. Okay. Wow. So I'm going to sing light language to bring an opening to that in some way, if that's okay with you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You know more, you lambo yatashu laudne yabatashanu lebe anashu le nu su ni.
Oof, that was beautiful. I can feel it.
Are you okay?
I feel pretty good. I'm a little out of control with the herbs. I've gotten so soaked into it that the plants are starting to take over the house. It's gotten so crazy that I wound up with large bay windows. So what I'm doing is I'm converting the windows into greenhouses. So they're becoming actual living greenhouse spaces inside because yeah, it's so yeah, I literally within a year I'll probably be inside of a forest. I'm basically converting my space into the forest.
He's very passionate about getting in touch with you and letting you have options, possibilities is the word he kept saying.
Wow, thank you so much. It was incredible.
I know there's they say that there's feedback again. Do you hear it? Anybody?
I do hear it, yeah.
Is it me?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm over it. Can you hear me really well?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm done. Go ahead.
All right. I have something that's for both of you, but I'll wait till I'm done for Sheila. So what came to me when your master teacher came through is he wanted me to identify him to you. His name is Ogden, and he is of the cobalt blue light, first ray. But he wears a white shirt that radiates white, and he has a blue sash around his head, a blue sash around his waist, and blue pants. And he has a little bit of a Scottish twang, I would say. So let's talk about the blue ray. The blue ray is will to do, decision making. Yes, and you've made many decisions. And he sends you blessings. See, tears want to come to me. So many blessings for your strength and your courage. But you must, if you choose, begin to know he's there, because Hercules stands behind him. And at times when karma is too large, Hercules is the only being of light that does have the power to remove karma for you. So they both are awaiting your work with them. So then the next thing that showed me is the two of you in your connection, and you are both members of Saint Germain's army, which is quite a privilege. Freedom makers, freedom workers. And does that feel, are you aware of Saint Germain?
Yeah.
And there is a Saint Germain's castle and crystal in the universe that you go visit. And after you go through the front of it, which is like a church, there's a room where you might remember something and a piece of what you used to have when you were that person as an army commander, probably. Pick it up and keep it, because it's yours. How do you like that?
Fantastic.
So, any questions for them while they're still here?
Yeah, can you help me with laundry? Okay, maybe not that one.
Maybe laundry of the inside.
I have a question for them for Sheila.
Okay.
I feel like she's called to Scotland and Ireland to do spiritual work. When can she go? When's she going?
Yeah.
Safety is the first word I hear. But once you're over safety, call forth and create a group of masters that will help guide you along your way. Remember, it's not the human that does the teaching, it's the God that moves through you. And then if you have, I would say 7, and they will guide you as to when and to how and where to go and what to do. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I've already put it out into the universe. You know, like, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to go, and let's get to it.
So if you can connect and let them come to you one-on-one, there'll be less wondering. Okay. Less of that crazy person who goes like this.
Are you talking about me again?
I'm talking about the cards, the
Yes.
one that doesn't know decisions. Remember, you make decisions.
I do. I make a lot of them.
So let me sing your song.
Okay.
All right?
That's good. Very nice.
Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you so much. A lot of people in the chat are like, oh, a different tone for each one of us. Can you talk about that? How it's a different song?
Because it's a different message. The frequency is different. Light language speaks to the soul, whether you're a human, an animal, an extraterrestrial. And it's the one language. There's 127 different ones that will speak. And so you're different. And what they were speaking to was different. So actually the Hathors came and spoke to you, Sheila. There's like 14 different beings that sing, and that's why the voices change. And it's always different.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Beautiful. Now we just want to go on a meadow somewhere and meditate. Beautiful. Someone had actually a question for you that I thought was kind of interesting. Did anyone see that question? It was so good.
I didn't see a question.
This question is from Sylvia YouTube. She wants to know, question for Theosophia. What do you feel about the term twin flame?
I'm married to my twin flame. I was happily married, traveled to Thailand, sit in the airplane, and I went, oh my goodness, this is my husband. And twin flame means from the original flame you were created at, there's a male and a female. And they go their different ways. Most times, one is in spirit and one's on the earth. We have apparently ran into a lot of people who are on their journey that they meet, and it's either a divine experience or very negative because it's a lot of energy. If we used to go around and stay at people's homes, usually they would have to really look at their stuff because the energy with the two of us is huge. But I believe in twin flames. We live it, and it's very powerful. Everybody has one.
God help that one. My twin flame.
Can you have more than one? Like, there have been a few men I've met in my life where it's like, boy, you are a version of me I don't always like.
You can have a soul. You can have a soulmate, but there's only one twin flame that comes from that original spark of mother and father.
Huh, how interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are you guaranteed to meet them? Like if you're born, are you going to meet your other half? Or
Not always. On the earth plane, it's very unusual. But usually one's in spirit and one's on the earth. But you can commune with them when it's appropriate time.
Hmm.
But I had to come home, get divorced, and get remarried, and it all happened in a couple months. Unheard of in New Jersey.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, it takes 2 years to get divorced in New Jersey, doesn't it?
It took me 2 months, and I got it at home on the phone.
Oh, wow. I know in Maryland, it still takes 2 years to get divorced.
And our auras like merge. That's we were at this thing, and everybody goes, oh, is that your husband? I go, no. But he couldn't stay away from being around me, and it was just like we were this big aura.
So Book Bewitched would like for you to sing a song for the chat.
Oh.
Before
So what do we want the basis of the chat to be? About politics or about unfolding?
What she said was, can Theosophia sing a general for the chat? Many of us are feeling her strongest.
Oh, shit. I'm going to just allow spirit to move.
Thank you.
Good energy today.
The earth, it transforming and becoming a celebration.
People like Sophia doesn't echo. Sheila and Whimsy echo. I don't know what to do anymore unless we go to Zoom. Maybe we should just go to Zoom instead of StreamYard. Maybe that's a better platform.
Zoom doesn't pick up my song.
Zoom doesn't pick up your song.
No.
Now that's
So
fascinating.
they all have issues, I guess. Of course, look who they're working with.
Yes. It's just the power today, guys. Just the power. All right. So thank you so much for all of that. We kind of have to transition out of that. You know what I mean? And kind of get into doing our hot topics and our a tarot blitz. So I'm going to go ahead and hand that over to Whimsy because she's got the tea on what we need to do.
Oh my goodness, what a busy time we live in, right? I mean, anything and everything that could be happening is happening. Yeah, we've got a lot of tarot blitzes. Blitz meaning like a lightning round. Like we will put 3 to 5 minutes into each question. That can sometimes happen if we get a lot of questions at once. I'm echoing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm echoing.
I'm just thrilled I don't have a problem yet.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. First question. Let's see here. First question is coming from Lightning McQueen. Hi, Lightning McQueen. People would like if we could throw cards on Letitia James and to find out if she's up to anything. And while we're doing that, I'll see if I can correct my sound problem.
Okay. Let's do that. Letitia James. I'll go ahead and go first. I have she's a soldier. She's getting a soldier. She's gathering all of her people together because she is looking for the delusion, because we have the mirror to expose it to the world. She is on it. That is what I got for her. She is working on it, and it's almost like she's almost giddy right now.
Okay.
So go for it.
Me next. I got first, there's a regret. Maybe a regret of time, not enough, and always feeling like she hasn't got the complete picture. And there's a Queen of Cups that she brings in compassion into the project. So we must be patient, and it will all work out. Those that are in her eyesight, we're going to be happy.
Fantastic. What do you got, Wims?
You know, it's kind of like I see somebody who's a master who did her homework and it took a long time, and now it's just kind of unfolding the way that it's supposed to. You can see her first card is the Karma card, so it's unfolding as it should. The investigations. Also, I think she's in a position of power. She knows who she is. She knows what she's doing. This is somebody who's highly competent. The biggest decision had to do with the fact that when they uncovered multiple crimes and multiple cases of money laundering, and so the only major decision was, who do we focus on first? Because you can see the Two of Pentacles, which is the con artist and the money juggler. And then the final outcome is justice will be served. The High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, who brings the sword of truth and justice, is the final outcome. I think they're just about ready now to start prosecuting people with these cards. Mm-hmm. But, you know, with the fact that she entered in with a Karma card, you know, you reap what you sow. That's kind of my feeling about it.
Yeah, she's not feeling bad about it at all. You know what I mean? She's like, you guys did this to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, let's see. Next question is coming from Sherry H. Hi, Sherry. Try and be here when I ask the question. Sherry H. asks, will the bills on the Infrastructure Act and Family First Act pass both the House and the Senate?
Okay, let's see.
I get a definite yes.
Yeah.
I can never get myself straight which way I'm turning.
Temperance, yeah,
The
absolutely.
money, the angels, handed.
I did
Same.
too.
Yeah.
I got the Knight of Swords, which is that ambition, that action. And then I have the Two of Cups, which is that resolution. And then I get the Nine of Cups, which is wishes fulfilled. Yeah.
Bingo.
I get a yes as well.
Wow. Yeah, same thing. A healing is coming to the nation. Pretty easy. My cards are really easy to read. They came out really easy. Healing is coming to the nation. Two of Cups reaching across the aisle in order for the nation to attain a sacred contract, right? What is the sacred contract? The sacred contract is the Constitution. What is the function of the nation to be a more perfect nation? So that's the sacred contract. We get our wish. Like, it's very easy. Anybody could read my cards. And who does this karma come from? This extend from? A male water sign in a position leadership as Biden. Like, it was very easy to read my cards. So yes, the answer is yes. We get our wish. We enter into the sacred union, healing for the nation. Very easy to read.
Very easy, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice, beautiful yes. There was no confusion about it at all.
No, nothing negative about it. Here's the feeling when you go into this, I know we're only doing blitzes today, but I just wanted to add to that. When I go into this energy, there is a feeling that you can't break this. The circle will not be unbroken. This chain will never be broken. It's that kind of you can never break the chain. It's that kind of we are Americans. We are united as Americans. You can never break this chain kind of a feeling. And I think for many Republicans, that's a pretty good feeling to be one nation under a higher power, however you perceive of it, coming together and creating a beautiful world for you. That's where we're headed, and I think everyone's going to eventually get there.
I think that the true Republican Party, as they were meant to be, is going to start emerging, and all of this other fluff and whatever they made it into is going to fall away, and we're going to have back our robust, loving conversations and back and forth. I don't know if they're going to be called Republicans, but I do feel like everybody wants to get back or go forward into this new, yes, it's okay to be a Republican when we don't have to terrorize each other for it, or be a Democrat. It's okay to be that way. We can work together. I think this is really, I would like to read and see if when it passes the Senate, if they're going to get bipartisan, or is it just going to be just the Democrats doing it? I want to read on that. What do you think?
Sure. So what's the question that we're reading on?
The question is when it passes, I want to know if they get bipartisan, or is it just going to be the I always get mixed up in those words. Is it going to be partisan or bipartisan?
Is it going to be bipartisan support, or is it only going to be the Democrats?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Let's do like 3 cards on that. And we're getting quite a few chats in the thank you so much. J Mart, I think, Nasty Woman Tarot.
Thank you so much, J Mart and
Susan
Nasty
from Canada. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan from Canada.
Yeah, let's see if we can throw a couple of cards on that and see if it's going to be bipartisan or... No, they're going to stick to belief systems. They're going to stick to their own belief systems, and the Democrats are going to be the one to push this forward.
I agree. I say no.
Yeah. What did you get?
Well, it's kind of like exactly what you're saying. Some people will break away. The modern Democrats that are they're in blue districts or they're in purple districts, and then they have to come over. So yeah, there'll be a couple that'll come over to the other side because they see that, like I said, you can never break the chain. You're either with us or it's united we stand, divided we fall. This is the great bailout this bailout is 10 times larger than the bailout that came after 1929. This is a massive bailout, and the whole entire nation and world is going to be changed by it. You can see again the magician card moving in. There's power behind this and the karma, but in answer to what you and Cynthia were saying, yeah, they want to do it their own way. Those ideas are fine, but we can do it better through the business. It's all about capitalism, making money, and pushing not a woman to be the next president, but a businessman. There's a man rising in the Republican ranks. He appears as a businessman. He'll probably get involved in green capitalism. It's not Trump. So they think this is exactly what I predicted. They're going to go with green capitalism, but they want to take control over it as Republicans. So yes and no,
I have a big hit that it's Mitt Romney, but I keep on telling my guides that can't be. But I keep on getting a hit that it's Mitt Romney. It's like he comes in, his face comes in. Every time I think of the person who's going to be running against Biden is Mitt Romney. I'm just putting that out there. I don't believe it either, but y'all do what you got to do with it because that's the information that's coming through.
Well, he does not have the support of he is so disliked by the Republicans that he and I believe Murkowski did not attend the GOP.
I think that's the reason why
the last Republican get together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's the reason why I'm like, that can't be. But the intuition and the remote that I get with it is that all of a sudden, 4 years from now, everything looks so differently that the Republicans are on board with him as a Republican now, and everybody else is not. Like that small community of Trumpsters are irrelevant at this point.
Well, how much of a Republican is he? He supports public health. He created the public health option in Massachusetts.
I think I honestly do. I think he waves that line as well. But I don't.
He's not really a Republican. Yeah, and he's also supporting the green. He's a green capitalist.
Yeah, I agree. I don't believe it either. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think you might be right because I've had similar ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe the Republican Party. Well, that's basically what people like Glenn Kushner have said. It has to implode. It has to destroy itself in order to live. You have to kill the Republican Party in order to save the Republican Party.
Crazy. So Cynthia, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say, I've seen some interviews with Liz Cheney, with Cindy McCain, and they're asking the men to grow up. They still remember what the Republican Party was like, and it was about caring for people and what we want to happen. And she said it's went totally awry, which we know. But watch out for women. They may come up and make their mark in the Republican Party.
I would love Liz Cheney to run.
Yeah.
I
get the chills with that.
Yeah, I don't want Republicans to be in power for.
They may not be there by then. That's true.
Yeah,
but maybe
all right.
Differently.
We diverge. All right. This question comes from Tina Perucci. Hi, Tina. She says, "Will the stuff around Rob Rosenberg? Does she mean Rod Rosenstein?" Or is there a Rob Rosenberg? I think she means Rod Rosenstein. Will the stuff around Rod Rosenstein's departure emerge? Why don't we know more about Rosenstein and Barr?
So what exactly is the question? What should we read on?
Well, let me just make sure that I don't have this wrong here. Is there a person named Rob Rosenberg, or is it
Rosenstein? Jackie said it's Rosenstein.
Rosenberg? There's a is there Robert Rosenberg is an American businessman, a professor and author, chief executive officer.
In the chat, they're saying Rosenstein.
Yeah, this guy is not in the government. Okay, they're talking about Rod Rosenstein. Yeah, I think we have to do both separately. I think Rod Rosenstein was planning on retiring. He was always planning on retiring. The concern was that he was going to get fired and not be able to get his retirement package. And then he met with Trump, and that people thought that Trump was going to fire him. I did a remote, and in the remote, well, what did Rod Rosenstein say to Trump that kept him from being fired? But that wasn't how I felt as Trump. I felt as Trump in that remote that I knew that if I fired Rod Rosenstein, that 40 people were going to get indictments, that it was only going to make matters worse for me. And so I don't think it was so much that Rod Rosenstein said anything to Trump. I think that Trump was terrified because this is a guy who had said, wear a wire. So I think that's why he wasn't fired. I think Trump was advised, you better not fire this guy. But let's go ahead and take a look. We'll look at Rod Rosenstein first, and then we'll go ahead and we can look at Barr after that. Okay?
Okay.
What is going on with Rod Rosenstein?
What did you get, Cynthia?
I got there with he had a lot of ideas and had difficulty making decisions what to do and which side he was on. Mm-hmm. But I do have that his inheritance of his retirement does show up. Mm-hmm. So as much as they're indecision, the one day I can remember is when Barr was lying about what he thought the whole thing that was written was about. And Rosenstein was out there, and you could just see in his face, there was just so much that he was holding inside. And I think that's what this speaks to, is who was he and what did he want to believe? Because he also protected it getting somewhat finished to whatever level it was. So I think it was he didn't know.
I feel when I go into Rod Rosenstein's energy that his job was to hold down the fort until Barr showed up, and that it was Barr's. Here is what Rosenstein is saying in the remote. He's saying it was not my Justice Department at that point. It was William Barr's Justice Department, and I have to accept whatever decisions Barr comes up with because it's his Justice Department. It's not my Justice Department. And we did meet, and he made very clear. First off, you don't argue with Bill Barr. He's going to tell you what his decision is, and you're an underling, and it's yes, sir. And that's that. So his feeling is that he handed the Justice Department. You can see the Queen of Swords, which I use as the Justice Department because it brings the justice. He handed it over to Barr. Barr presents as the Emperor. And then at that point, he had to basically hang it up because he no longer had the ball. He no longer had the power. He did feel that there was enough information in place that eventually everything was going to fall apart and everything was going to come out anyway, because they had managed to accumulate a treasure trove of information through Mueller, and that even if everything looked fine for now, eventually this treasure trove of information that had been collected by Mueller will eventually find its way into other investigations. But my job, Rod Rosenstein, my job at that point was to simply say, yes, sir, and hand the reins over to the Attorney General at that point. That's what I'm saying as him in the remote.
That is, so as I'm listening to you and looking at my own cards, I got the Justice balancing the cause and effect. Cause and effect. It's his job. That's what he was doing. We also have results. Like, I can handle the results. And that's the reason why I'm staying. That's the reason why I am keeping my job, the opportunities I'm prepared to receive. And then I got the Sun. It was almost in the Chariot and moving forward. I feel like Bill Barr was, of course, Trump's lackey and all of that. He handed this stuff over to this guy, and this guy played both sides of the fence. He knew how to keep his job by being that guy that Barr wanted, but he also did a lot to also move things forward and go behind, and he was brilliant at making things move around. And I think that's one of the reasons. I think this guy is the reason why they still have evidence in Gates, in their investigation with Gates. I think this guy is the only reason why they still have evidence and an investigation for Giuliani, for all of the other things. I think he's the guy that created all of that stuff. That it's almost like he's taking. I see him literally taking something from over here, packing it away, taking something from over here, packing it away, so that Barr can't see it. Trump, nobody knows what's going on. And then once Garland came in, he goes, "Okay, thank God. Here you go, dear, and good luck." You know what I mean? He's like, "This is what I've got. This is what I packed away. This is what we really have." And I think he was that guy. He just knew. He just knew if he left, that that they would have destroyed that place. Like it would have been. He was the gatekeeper for actually us, and I don't want to say, because I don't like. I haven't gotten any information if he's good, bad, or indifferent. I just feel like he was the gatekeeper for us.
Yeah. America wasn't ready for the truth yet.
Yeah, he was the gatekeeper, and he really. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion whether he's good, bad, or indifferent, like I said, but that's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have any information.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like it's the military. Good work, deputy. Now go back to your desk. Yes, sir.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
That's
exactly
how it is. I mean, it's like the emperor comes in. You've done enough. You go play at your desk. Daddy's here. It's like he didn't have what power did he have at that point? So, but he leaves the empress.
Yeah, he had enough wherewithal to gather. You know what I mean? Sweep away something that they're going to need for the next the next boss. He knew this. He knew that he played a bigger role in this whole thing than I think anybody did. That's what I feel like. So
yeah. Well, I think about the fact that he was telling people wear a wire, go in, wear a wire, and he was passing. And I still have an image of him handing hard drives to people like Pelosi.
Yes,
this guy was doing stuff that nobody needs to know anything about.
Yeah,
with hard drives and Mueller and everything else. But the point came when you do not say no to your commanding officer.
No, he knew how to keep his job.
Right.
Just like Barr knows how to keep his job, right? All of them. We watched the vice president know how to keep his job. That's all he did. He played the game, said what he needed to say, kissed the ring. He knew how to keep his job. But yet he was back there doing other stuff. And he knew if he got caught, he would have been fired. So, all right.
Wow.
we got Bar next.
Yeah, the next question is what was going on with Bar? What's his future? If we can get any information. Have you done any remote viewings on Bar? Have you gotten into his head? He won't talk to me. I've tried. I use HCRV, so I ask permission.
I am able to get in with Bar because I think Gemini to Gemini.
You're also law enforcement, so
yeah. So I have Gemini, and so I have that able to get into that connection with him and how he used to think and how he used to play the game. He literally has this great big huge I am God persona and thinking and process. Now that I know how his core functions, it was really easy to see how he was doing things and why he was doing things. And I remember watching him when the Mueller report came out or something along that lines, and he produced a totally different report. And I remember him standing next to Trump, and he was like his head like a little shorter than Trump, and he had his head down. And he's like, please believe me, please believe me, please believe me, like ego, that hoping that Trump wouldn't get angry with him. And it was all his ego and how to not have Trump fire him. So I was able to get in a little bit more probably than most, but it was through those lines. So let's do enough of that. Let's do some cards on him.
Yeah, let's see the future of Bar.
He also truly, I'm gonna go ahead and go. He also truly believed that the Democratic Party was after him, then like after Trump. He truly sunk his whole heart into that all they're doing is doing that. And so ethically, he was willing to change his ethics, his thinking, his behavior, everything to have revenge and get back and block them. He literally never believed what anybody said about Trump. Ever. He has the influence. Trump had influence on him. He had the communication, the travel, the communication with him. And he was just underneath Trump's spells. I always say this. He's like under that, whatever he has, that disgusting power that he has over people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I got, first thing visually, is that he may not have gone down yet, but he's certainly going to. And he shows himself with a lot of courage with the King of Wands, but then also the fool that he took so many chances that we're going to have a disastrous experience in the end of his political beingness, I believe. That's what I got.
It's so interesting what you had said, Sheila. I appreciate what Sheila said because that helps me understand him. If you are a true believer, you have no doubts that it's true. That's a problem. 2 of Wands, strong partnership. It would never enter his mind that it's beyond his comprehension that he could ever be in trouble. He's too powerful to ever be in trouble with anybody in his mind. He's not only a true believer, but it's this person feels that there's no possibility whatsoever that he would ever be in any kind of legal trouble. He's doing fine. He feels very good about his partnerships. Everything's going fine in his world. 3 of Wands, wish card coming in, strong position, looking forward to a very nice retirement. I mean, he truly believes there's no evidence here that this individual has any fear or concern of any legal problems. That's not to say it won't happen, but this person is just happy at home, doing fine with his retirement, and really thinks that everything he did was completely justified, which is what I often find when I do remote viewings. The person who's committing the crime doesn't see themselves as a criminal. They feel completely justified. And that's basically what you see with Barr.
Definitely. Let's throw a couple of cards and see if they're going to come after him, because we understand that he's very, very, very delusional. He's that one person. Well, he seems like that. That abused wife. Okay, we're going to get into that. That abused wife, where the husband has all the control over her, and she now believes everything that her husband says, and nobody can tell her any different. You can have a mom and dad come, you need to leave him. No, he's good. There's that. It's like that with him.
Well, you wonder what made him change his mind about Trump, because he stopped. He didn't want to continue what his plan was, apparently.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't on board for an insurrection.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that may have passed even his litmus test.
And is that because he thought that would save him?
What he thought was, I'm not going to have anything to do with this insurrection. Geminis are normally not very violent, but he probably just said that's a little bit too far, and he got out. But if you win, I'll come back.
Okay.
So let's see if he's going to get justice. I literally got the justice card out there, so I think that he might get a little justice. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, and they are looking at him. The Four of Pentacles, control. They are looking at him because he had control, and he's going to fall for some really, really bad decisions that he made. I think that he's the last. Yes, Trump is a Gemini too, but you see, Trump was not going to go with the insurrectionists and go fight. He was going to go home like a wimp and go back to the White House. They're normally not, violent people. Normally. All right, what'd you get?
I got he's done. There's no way to talk about it any other way. It just hasn't happened yet. Because think of all the information he has about all the things he did do somewhere. He wishes he could ride this way, gentle. But they're going to come charging after him at some point.
Very nice. You read cards very well. You should do this.
You don't want to know. It's letting my intuition. But thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, you're doing really well.
Oi, gewaltig meer.
I'm sorry?
It's Yiddish. Oi, gewaltig meer. Oh my goodness. Oy vey. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Two of Swords. This is the card I always get. This card in the Four of Cups. No, I don't want to talk to you. Don't you? I've tried to seduce Barr. I've tried sending loving, sexy energy. I've been floating around his desk doing belly dancing, and he's just. Do you want to talk to me? You want to talk? No, I want you to let me do my job. Don't you want to give me any private information? No, I don't. I can never get anything from this guy. So he's very hard for me to get in. I got the same thing that you got, Cynthia, police raid or some kind of criminal attack. Somebody refusing to look. His refusing to cooperate and saying there's nothing to see here and everything is fine isn't going to bode well for him in the future, because you can see people are ignoring the gaslighting, and they're coming after him. And then there's information coming out, and it has to do with, you guessed it, the broken man, walking against the broken man, corruption, being in the gutter, right? Because someone pulled you down. He's another, it's like anything Trump touches dies, right? And
Yes.
this is another fatality of the Trump administration.
Well, I hope they do go after Barr, but I don't think Barr's going anywhere. So they may have him in the middle of the list. They have a lot more.
Yes, that's true.
To go get. It's almost like, he'll be there when we're ready.
They'll find him.
Yeah, he'll be there. All right, what we got next?
Okay, I have a question. Who is Modi? Who is Modi? Who's Modi?
Is this somebody in the chat? Is this?
I've got questions, and sometimes I don't understand my questions, but
That's a new one. I don't know.
he's India's ruling party leader, Modi. I thought the name
India's.
sounded familiar. All right, so the next question. All right, let me.
Modi is the premier of India.
That's right. Okay, so this next question comes from, where did it go? From Tammy Sinner. Do you think Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has lost touch with reality?
Okay.
Well, what's happening right now in India is that they're being devastated by COVID-19. Right. They did not they don't have enough. Look, they've got 1 billion people that need to get vaccinated. So people are blaming, I assume, Modi and everybody else, but it's just so many bodies that they can't even cremate them all.
Okay, so let's go in and see with him. I literally, the moment you said that, I realized that he was the premier of India. My chest, I think he might be COVID positive. Because my chest literally feels like when I had COVID came back in that instant. So I don't know what that's about, but it was like you said his name. I felt COVID. Like he might either get it or something's going on there. So there was that.
My cards are flowing all over the place.
What does yours say? Yeah, what do you got?
Oh, ouch.
What's the matter?
Well, I think that he's in a lot of trouble. I think people in India, I'll go first because it's just, I think people in India are blaming Modi for this. I think a lot of people are dying. A lot of people are sick. They've run out of oxygen. So the international world is trying to get oxygen. People are being sent home and they're dying simply because there are not enough oxygen tanks. So yes, things are moving very quickly. We see the Chariot card here. I think the international community trying to get oxygen, get vaccines, etc., to India as fast as possible. But boy, I'm really in sync with Cynthia today. I'm getting a lot of the same cards. Ten of Swords, complete devastation, just really horrible what India is going through. And the buck stops here as far as the Indian people are concerned. Modi 100% responsible for this, even so much so that there's going to be parliamentary investigation and people want a court martial. That's how upset they are about this. You can see the courts coming in. They want to charge him with some type of a negligence, he and his henchmen, because of this. And you can see aggressive behavior, military action, police, etc. He's facing possible legal jeopardy because of what he has done. And I don't see Modi recovering from this.
I think he's thinking of leaving, grabbing what he can. Decisions. I think that's what is affecting his mind. Whether he's made good ones or bad ones, it doesn't matter. The world's crumbling. That's not going to have anything to be in charge of. And that's what I get. And he's going to try and hightail.
I think he's made a lot of money because of him having strength and being in charge. And that has brought about a Queen of Swords attitude. Like, we're coming after you. We know what you're doing. We're getting clear about this guy. And then I get he's going to be silenced. He's going to be gone. He's going to because he's going to be hit with some serious mean people. Or that's not going to say it. He's going to be hit. So I think he's going to be, this is his fate right here. The Five of Swords. And then the devil showing up in his life.
Wow.
Yeah. So wow is right.
I've seen those videos about what's happening with those people. They use the ambulances to just put people in to let them wait. It's just sad.
Well, I saw film footage out of like places like Calcutta. It's just body bags lining the streets, and they just nobody even to collect them at this point.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's mind-boggling.
All right, so we've got a couple more questions, and then we'll move on to celebrity gossip. One more political question, and then we'll go on to. Does that work for you all?
Sounds good.
That's fine.
Okay, the last political question comes from Race B. Hi, Race B, and thank you for supporting the show. Is the Rwandan president dead, or is he hiding? If he is hiding, what is he hiding from?
The Rwanda president?
Rwandan president.
The Rwanda president. I love these going in blind. I know nothing about
Me
these
either.
people.
You don't need to. You're a reader.
Yes, exactly. It's like I love being able. I have to give a shout out. You know, they're in the chat. They're really working on getting you all the subscribers they can as they're in the chat.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, they love you.
Appreciate
so I
it.
just wanted to say, look, I'm watching it as they're doing it. Wow, they're so awesome. So everybody go over and subscribe to Theosophia Rising's channel. I know that you'll enjoy it. I know that you'll get into what she's doing and feel wonderful. And yeah. Okay. Onward to, who was it again?
All right. Race B, the question again, I'll read it again. Is the Rwandan president dead or alive, or is he just in hiding? And if so, from what?
Okay.
I'm going to say he's in hiding from injury. He's traveling with the swords.
Yeah, he's looking for help.
He's on the move.
What did you get, Whimsy?
Same thing. It kind of pulls me into a remote. I don't know what's going on in Rwanda, but it's almost like he has a small group of people that support him, and he may have to go into exile. It's almost like he's hiding with his supporters. He got his wish and was offered safe harbor somewhere.
Okay.
It's almost like he's looking at legal issues or options with his friends protecting him. But excuse me. Under accusation for possible dirty dealings.
Okay.
It feels to me like this almost reminds me of Saddam Hussein when he went into hiding and he was found in a bunker hiding, and then they found his kids. It has that aspect to it, like he's in hiding. He's got friends that still support him. But the people that are supporting him, there's some corruption there. It's an unholy relationship.
Yeah, I got resources. He's utilizing his resources and the Hierophant, which would be higher help, right? So he's got that going on. And then he has the action and the oriented, like, we got to get out of town. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I also got the Nine of Cups wishes fulfilled, which I thought was really weird too. But his wishes fulfilled was that fighting, getting that one person to hide him, getting that one person, that Two of Swords where they're fighting, like they take him away and then they turn around and they fight, to keep him at bay, all the people at bay and the decisions. And they're at a stalemate right now. That's the one thing that I wanted to bring out of this. They're at a stalemate now wherever he's at. It's almost like this side has calmed down a little bit. This side, his side's kind of calmed down a little bit. And they're all settling in to create and to think better moves, like where they're going to do with him and how they're going to get him. So they're all right now. We may not hear anything for probably maybe 3 to 4 weeks. It's gonna feel like it's calmed down a little bit, but really they all went back to their corners and are plotting their next moves. So that's what I got on that. And I know nothing about this. Absolutely nothing.
Me either.
So, look at that. What it says. It says, I believe Theosophia has hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you from my heart.
The remote view has struck again.
Yes. It's the place to be.
Yes. Well, thank you. Yeah, thanks everybody in there. Now she has a little bit of wiggle room. She can get her community page up. You'll be able to get more information out for her. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
I love it.
Yes, me too. You rise, we all rise.
That's it. All together.
All together. Correct.
All together now. All together now. All together now.
All right. So let's go into celebrity, which I also know nothing about.
Okay, so we have a question. This one's coming from Jillian Faring. Hello, Jillian Faring. She writes, can you read on Meghan McCain on The View to see if she will be let go or is she staying on that show? And then she goes on to say her comments about the Biden speech were very disrespectful.
Okay, let's see. I think didn't we read on her last week too?
No, we talked a little bit about it, but I don't think we've ever read on it.
Okay. Let's see what's going on with her. I don't care for her at all. I just think that's who it was. It was with Linda and Lena when we were talking about her, how she was a fish out of water, just flip-flops back and forth.
Oh, you got a big echo.
The what?
Your echo.
I think
Me? No.
You and I are both echoing. Hang on, let me put my mic down.
How strange. Now I'm not echoing. Am I? I think maybe if we have everybody talking at once. Okay. So the future of Meghan McCain on The View is the question.
Yep.
Cynthia, if you already have your cards, go for it, honey.
Well, I see she gets a lot of offers to stay. And I want to say I have seen her recently on there, and she looks very disgruntled. In the past, The View doesn't keep people like that they let her go. And I think she's saying no. She's going to take what she can and run. She has a new baby. You know, she has a lot of other things she could be doing. That's what I get.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see her cards. Oh, I'm echoing. What is that about? Am I still echoing? Oh, it stopped. Now it's back again. I don't know. I think she's.
It's all our light.
Yeah, 10 of Cups coming in. Working hard. Her position is strong there. It's almost like this person has political power and financial power, even with producers, etc. When I go into this energy, I feel like I own the producers. My family has power. We have money. We have political power and we have production power. So it doesn't really matter whether you like me or not because I'm in charge here. There's power here and I don't know where it's coming from. And it could be because of who she knows in relationship to the show.
I don't know. Whoopi owns that, you know. Whoopi's in charge.
Well, oh, you mean she's the main host. But I'm talking about the executive producers and the original executive producer, I think, was Barbara Walters, if I'm not mistaken. So, but the fact that it's strong, the 10 of Cups, the fact that 10 of Wands is there. But here's the thing, the outcome is the Devil card. So it's going to be hard to get rid of her. I feel like she's got people in high places that are keeping her there.
I agree with you, Whimsy. Also, Autumn is in the chat. Autumn from Black and Orange.
Hi, Autumn.
Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, you guys need to go check her channel out too. Yeah, go, run, go. All right, so I have here courage, effort, and challenges, and she loves creating problems. She's a problem child. If there's a way that she can do that, but she also has tons of burden on her. She's really burdened in her life and her thoughts. I even kind of think that maybe she has a little bit because the moon shows up with the King of Swords. And when the moon shows up with the King of Swords, I always think there's something mentally wrong with people. right? The
Oh.
King of Swords. There's something mentally hidden in their thought process. Now, it could be the fact, and it comes across as male energy, which maybe marriage, maybe.
She does have male energy. I would agree with that.
Yeah, she has like male energy, and it comes across as something wrong. So we also the Ace of Pentacles on there where it says the foundation. She has a strong foundation with these people and with this show. And now Whimsy, what she was talking about, that she had a strong foundation with her tentacles and how she works and what she can. She's not going anywhere unless she leaves. You know, unless she leaves. And then we also have the Knight of Wands, where she could really destroy things when she leaves. If you fire me, well, we'll see what we can do. Right? That's kind of how she's playing.
Well, they do see themselves as the political news, the newest, hottest thing. They haven't seen remote view yet, but
interesting.
So additional celebrity news, good news for Lady Gaga. The people that shot her dog walker have been caught. They've been arrested. Just additional. I guess, do people want to do anything about the people that shot the dog? Do we want to throw on it if they're going to be prosecuted? What's going to happen? Or do we just want to let that go? About Lady Gaga's dogs.
I know that I feel that whole feeling like they got caught and she's not letting up. Nobody's letting up. Like, you're going to get it. If the courts say that, you know, I'm not backing off, nobody's backing off. So I think they really are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and they injured whoever was the walker.
Yeah. So they're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I have for that, if that's what they were wondering.
Yeah, I think so. So did you have a question for us today as we wind down the show? Or
I do have a question. I have a question from Jackie. She wanted to know also about Sharon Osborne as a celebrity. Let's see, what was the question about the Sharon Osborne? Can you read on what's up with Sharon Osborne and what's on her future? She is just like all the other Republicans. She can't make a reasonable argument and she makes stuff up. So I don't know. Let's just read on her and see what anybody gets. Let's see what's going on with that. I don't know anything about Sharon Osborne, really. I mean, I know who she is. That's about it.
She lost her job for supporting Piers Morgan's attacks against Meghan Markle.
On the talk.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
And she was accused of being a racist because of, yeah.
Okay, so let's read on her and see what's going on with her.
Okay, I feel she's in a retreat, you know, kind of shocked about what happened. But the angels are going to support her and are working to help heal that piece in her that she feels got opened up and it's raw, and it'll all work out.
Is she coming back?
Probably not to the talk, but she has so many opportunities in all the things that she does. There won't be any looking back.
Jackie's making fun of me because I don't know anything about Sharon. She's like, do you watch anything? I literally got Strength, King of Wands, High Priestess, and the Knight of Cups. If anybody has a better future, it'd be her.
It's on you.
What is up with that?
She's married to the main guy, you know, in music. And runs his business. Mm-hmm.
That was weird. What did you get, Whimsy?
Well, I mean, I'm an empath, so I have empathy for her. I think she's doing a lot of soul searching. She's saying in this remote that she's a loyal friend and that she accepts her friends, even though she doesn't always agree with what her friends say. This is my friend. And she was coming at it from a place of loyalty. My imperfect friend, Pierce Morgan, but this is my friend, and you're picking on my friend. And so she's sad and hurt that she was just expressing that I am a loyal friend. So there's a lot of soul searching about it. She's not saying it's right or wrong. She's hurt because what was hard for her emotionally is that as a friend, it's very deep with me. If you're my friend, you're my friend for life. I'm not saying what you did was right, but this is my friend and I'm a loyal friend. The Sun cards. It's like Leo, Sun, strong loyalty energy. The Queen of Swords also puts the past behind her. Hey, it is what it is. She's not going to spend a lot of time crying and weeping over this, but that's just to let people know that that's where she's coming from. Eight of Wands is moving in, which is high energy. I think she'll be given an opportunity to express herself in a way and not to have this be taken out of context. Because this is not a race problem with this individual. The problem here is that somebody is heartbroken, that somebody she loves and cares about, that's a personal friend, is being attacked and lost their job. So she was coming from a completely different standpoint, and it got turned into something else. And she regrets the fact that it got turned into something else. And I think that it will be correct. With an Eight of Wands as the outcome, I see this probably being corrected. Eight of Wands is summer. I wouldn't be surprised also if we see more of her by this August back in front of the cameras.
Yeah, it looks like she does have a pretty good future. So, all right, I think we're kind of heading into the end, and we have our last question that I sent out yesterday. The last question is, if you could go back to your 10-year-old self, what would you tell her? Whoever wants to go first, go for it.
I'll say first. Don't let anyone make fun of you because you keep pulling up weeds in the backyard and boiling and drinking the weeds, and your family's all laughing. And she brought some stinky weeds back in and she's got a book. One day you'll have a doctorate. I wouldn't have believed it at 10. You know, this crazy thing you're doing, digging up roots and studying this stuff, you're going to have a doctoral degree in this subject one day. That's what I would say. Like, you're not weird. You're just a naturopath. You know?
Yes. What would you say, Cynthia?
Well, my dad was a seventh son. He was magical. He could make things fly. So I would tell her to pay more attention and to learn more from him, that it just wasn't all weird. Because he was always at the table working with the cards. He could have the whole deck fly over the table. I wish I would have learned more from him at 10.
Wow.
If I had to go back all the way back to my 10-year-old self, I would tell her that to get away from your family as much as possible.
Oh.
No, I mean, separate yourself from the chaos and all of that was going on. And it's okay to be who you are, right? That's the biggest thing, is to separate from that, because as a 10-year-old, you think that your family is the only thing and the only influence you have. I would tell her to be who you are and do a lot of soul searching. You know, like, just get away from them as much as possible. Go do your own thing. So, all right. Did that sound bad? Is that the reason why it came out really bad?
Oh, nothing's bad.
We're not going to kick you off the remote view.
Oh, thank you. All righty, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Beautiful day today with y'all.
Yeah, they got Theosophia's Rising, her YouTube channel up to 1,000 subscribers. That's fabulous. Thank you for the hard work, and I appreciate you being here and coming on. It's always a gift for any of these readers who accept my invitation. So,
New friends. Thank you.
Yes, new friends. And poor Whimsy, she finds out who it is like at the last minute.
Oh, well, it's okay. I mean, it's always somebody amazing. You really do a great job. Yeah. I also wanted to give gratitude to all the wonderful people that decided to show up today, and they always seem to make it every Friday. We we come up with some ideas. We have some text and some chit-chatting and meetings before, but somehow we always manage to put a show together every week. So
This is true.
You do great.
gratitude to you, Sheila, for doing that.
Thank you. We do really well working on the fly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Being in the moment.
Yep, being in the moment. Yeah, we're really good at that. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here. And thank you, Cynthia.
Blessings.
Do you have any last words for us, Cynthia?
It's all about love, opening your heart and just loving more each day.
I totally agree. What a good note to land on. Thanks, everyone.
All right,
Thank
bless.